Hey, welcome back to Main Irish Angling TV. This is going to be a quick-ish video about a new line that we are getting into store at the moment. This is the Fox Exocet line. Now, I badgered Derek to get this in purely because I needed new line for my reels, and this line is getting great reviews over in the UK. Now, I've been a long-time Fox user online. Foxsoft's still one of my favorites. And, you know, there's an old adage that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But unfortunately, human nature being what it is, and carper's nature what it is, we tend to just evolve and keep changing everything. Even though we may be moving away from something that doesn't need to be changed, we just change anyway because something new comes along. So basically, I've been looking to have, I have a set of reels that have spare spools. So I wanted to set up that I would have a set of reels with basically a casting line on for long range, and also then a line on that would be better suited for heavy weed work and heavy bag work. Heavy bag work as in PVA bags, because I use a lot of PVA bags in my fishing. So I've gone for two lines here, and these are the two that are currently stocked. These are the 13 pound, which is the 0.309 line, and also the 23 pound, which is the 0.40 line. Now, let's take the casting line first. What makes this line so good? Well, first and foremost, it's been recommended to me by none other than Adam Penning, someone I trust inherently. And also, I've noticed that a lot of the carp world lads like Tim Paisley are all using this line, and they're raving about it. And what Fox did was initially they brought out a leader material called Exocet, and it was designed for, you know, long range casting, but it was like a tapered leader material. And it was so popular that they decided to sort of bring out proper line capacities to the general public. So what they have, as I said, is the 13 pound, which is an out and out casting line. It has a diameter of 0.309, which is on everybody else's line is usually around the 10 pound mark. So you're not going to be fishing sort of, you know, heavy weed or sort of snags or anything like that. It's pretty much an open water line. And you know, it's an out and out casting line. If you were using that on your reels, you'd be using that with some sort of shock leader, something similar to maybe Corda's Armour Cord leader material, which is in anywhere between 30 and 50 pound breaking strain. So that's the, you know, long casting line, which I'm going to be spooling up on all my reels. And also I do an awful lot of weed work and, as I said, bag work. So I need something that's kind of a heavy duty line, something that's going to take that abuse and be able to cope with anything I'm going to put it through. Now, in fishing, there is no kudos, there is no bragging rights to lost fish, especially if you've snapped off. Because instead of, you know, we all lose fish through hook pulls, but if you actually are continuously snapping lines, then the line isn't doing the job it's meant to do. And as I said, there's no kudos, no bragging rights for people who continuously snap off. So I've gone, this is my own personal choice and the one that's stocked here. This is the 23 pound 0.40 line. And why so heavy? Well, to be honest with you, I don't think anyone, if you're using like a 25 pound hook link or a 30 pound hook link, using a leader material such as, you know, sort of like, you know, one of the safe zone leaders or anything, they're rated to over 50 pound. Why would you be going with anything less than as high as you can go, as long as you can reach the distances that you need to reach? Now, because this is designed for casting, and it's a very thin diameter line for its breaking strain, Fox have managed to make it ultra supple and very, very smooth, so that it doesn't frap up when it casts. And if you marry it up to a long distance reel, such as one of these like Fox FXL, Fox FX11 reels, you're going to be able to cast, you know, a heavy line like that up to 100 yards. And if you've got the right equipment, you'll be able to go much further with it straight through. No angler should be using anything less than, you know, 0.38 or 0.40 line fishing for big carp and big pike. You know, unless you're extreme range fishing, which is a whole different ball game, whole different setup, then, you know, fish safety comes first, and you should be using a heavy line that's going to be able to get you through the environment you're fishing in. If you're fishing open water with no snags, no weed, well then look, you can come down, and I'd be quite happy to use a smaller, lighter setup with lighter rods, lighter reels, and use 13 pounds straight through. Wouldn't bother me at all, because I know the fish are going to be safe. If I'm fishing for bigger fish, like say, I'm going to give an example, like up in Lyrene, Maynooth. Lyrene's a weedy water. It's got lots of challenging topography and snags. You need to be able to hold fish and battle fish and make sure that no harm comes to them, and leaving fish tailing or trailing rigs along with a certain amount of line trailing behind. It's not good angling practice. So it's just better to go heavy, hold them, and so that they're not going to go running off on you, and have the gear that's going to stand up to the job. So that's the Fox Exocet line. These all come in 1,000 meter spools. They're retailing at €20.49. Check them out. I'll get back to you down the line when I've put them through the paces this season. I'll come back to you and tell you what I actually think of the line myself. Line is very personal, and you talk to every single carp angler. They all have their own opinions what's constituting a good line for them. But as I said, I recommend you check out the Fox Exocet line, because reviews coming in are certainly putting it up there with some of the best line out there. So this has been Jerry, this has been MIA TV, and we'll check you out in the next video.